And there you go, there you look at the beautiful Panigale V2 white Rosso. It's been almost 1 year now. We have owned this but close to 10.5 months now, and I still can't believe I own a Panigale V2 white Rosso. The color is just spectacular, and the irony is I'm using Triumph gloves on a Ducati. Let's go, and I'll tell you I don't know how to put these words in properly, but I'll tell you how this bike is not a good city bike. Things first, bikes do vibrate a lot. Few bikes tend to vibrate less, few bikes tend to vibrate more. This Ducati, or in general all Ducatis, they have a tendency to vibrate more when they're idling. Just look at the mirrors, you can hardly see anything. I'm sorry, the bike is not in perfect condition. This is all dust and all. I'm trying to make it as raw as possible. That's because the minute the bike is on the road, it attracts a lot of dust. I cleaned it before going to a ride. That was 2 days ago, and after that it just became like this. And today morning again I'm going on a small ride. No energy here. So, but the best thing is that sound. That's a stock exhaust, by the way. And also my clear clutch. Just look at it, how beautiful it is. So let's get on the bike, and I will talk about all the things I am going to experience while I take this bike on a city traffic. As you can see, there is no fuel gauge. This is a sports bike, I get it, you don't need a fuel gauge. You have a reserve light warning, but there is no fuel gauge as such on this bike. And I started, the bike temperature is already 87 degrees Celsius. Okay, it's with all Ducatis. The minute you start, if you do this, it coughs before it starts. It's actually love it or hate it. It grew on me. I used to hate that sound initially, the coughing, but now I actually love it. Yep, and the bike is already soaring up to 100 degrees Celsius. And you should always remember that whenever you are taking out a Ducati, you should pray to the gods that it will be cloudy. आज भगवान ने मेरा बात नहीं सुना. About 3 kilometers from my place. It's already, I'm sweating inside my helmet. You'll slowly eventually see the creeping of the temperature. I told you 100, now it's already 1 or 2. And that acceleration rush. This bike, I mean the V2, has a power surge around 7,000 RPM, and if you go beyond it, it starts wheeling at that speed, and it's scary. The DQS is Ducati quick shifter, DTC is Ducati traction control, ABS, and then DWC, that is Ducati wheelie control. And there are multiple levels of adjustments to that. I never changed it. I mean, whatever the bike came in stock, it's always been like that. You can, I mean, all those things come in effect when you go on track, but I predominantly use this bike in city, so I never change. Not required here. I don't know, for me, less the electronics, more I love. Particular bike, the Panigale V2, is not that comfortable to maneuver in the city. That's because its turning radius is very limited, and the bike, whenever you accelerate or get off the gas, it gives you that push. You go back, you come forward, you go back, you come forward constantly. And the riding position, this riding position tends to tire you quite a lot because of, you know, how aggressive it is. My arms are completely stretched forward, my neck is in a very awkward position. My lower back is in an awkward position, and the seat is also on the firmer side. Though it is much softer than the Panigale V4, still it's on the firmer side. Raj, ye traffic kya hai re? The bike went up to 107 degrees already. If I had bigger thighs, manchiga shawarma tinechu na todalto. And taking a standing U-turn on a Panigale or any sports bike, doesn't matter. My handlebar is fully locked, and to take a U-turn I need to think like a car. Look at that. It takes such a wide U-turn. Okay, whenever you are at a signal, always remember, turning off the bike will help you to rest your legs from tandoori frying. And also, you have purchased this bike for a particular reason, because you love it. So the flaws which come along with it, you should understand and probably plan your trip according to that. So this bike heats up, so I'll not take out the bike in peak traffic, especially in office hours, 10 o'clock, say probably 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'll not take out the bike at that time. I'm happy to take out the bike at 3 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, where the traffic is slightly less. But still, Hyderabad, the traffic is 24/7. Turning off the bike will help you quite a lot. And I would say you should understand your vehicle and own the heat. You cannot escape the heat. Own it and start enjoying the bike. They drink fuel quite a lot, and the worst part is I don't have a fuel gauge. Until unless the bike hits reserve, I'll not understand that how much fuel there is in the bike. And iska reserve bhi bahut teda hai yaar. If I keep it on side stand, it shows reserve. Then on the move again, the reserve is gone. But after some time, after at least over 20-30 kilometers, then again the reserve light comes in. So whenever the reserve light is on, that's when I start my panic mode, saying that the bike doesn't have any fuel. Oh yeah, as we speak, see, abhi tak nahi tha, we just got the reserve light. Sports bikes and fuel, what is the case? Do you have to fill 95 octane or higher, or the regular fuel would do? So 95 octane fuel or higher will give you better performance, I think a little bit better mileage, and it will maintain your engine's health. Yes, all this is true, but all this is also true for older generation bikes. For the newer ones, the engines are much improvised. They can take bad fuels. Now I can feel the pain or the stress on my lower back, because it is arched in such a way that my lower back is starting to twitch a bit. Come across such roads, you have to go extremely slowly, and you should be extremely cautious. First thing, because of the ground clearance. Second thing, you could feel everything which is happening on the road, even these small rocks, the lines, you can feel it, and you'll get jolts on your shoulder every now and then. And you also get reactions like this. The person in this car just went wow looking at this bike, and I can see in his rear view mirror that he's checking me out. People do dig for a Ducati, man. कौन से गलियों में घुस रहा हूँ to make this review. And the rear tire kicks so much water. Whenever you go in a puddle of water, it will be all over your helmet, your back, and I'm pretty sure it will fall on the screen. Piche ud ke. We have finally reached the destination, that is the Ducati showroom. And there you go, you also have that limited edition Ducati Panigale V2. Belsia, I forgot the name, yaar. The red, the white and the green. Looks really cool. This is the limited edition V2. The color scheme on this is excellent. Represents the Italian culture, and also look at the seat. Alcantara finish, red stitching, and you also get a cowl. Like the Panigale V4, you get a stock cowl on this, the rear cowl. Wow. I wish I could get a rear cowl on my bike. What's the name of the bike exactly?
It's Baileys.
Baileys, yes.
Panigale V2 Baileys.
Baileys, yes. So which one do you think? Do you think our stock white is better than the Baileys, or the Baileys looks absolutely killer? I still would go for the stock bike because of the red accents with that white. Looks spectacular. Okay, for the extra 3 lakhs you get a Baileys. The person who raced in, I guess in MotoGP, I'm not sure, his signature here. You get race grips, you get Olin suspension, Olin dampener, Olin suspension, a rear cowl, and a different exhaust. I'm not sure how this thing sounds. I'm pretty sure this is a carbon fiber tip, and better forged rims as well. That's 3 lakhs more than the standard V2. So now this bike costs 27 lakhs. It's almost at the territory of the Panigale V4. Wow, that's high. But again, you're getting a limited edition bike when compared to a standard bike. And again, coming back to our bike, this bike actually comes with a rear seat. The Baileys misses out on that. This seat, school bench again, you can never sit on that. Unfortunately, very recently, me and Rohit went on the Panigale. I sat on the rear seat. It took me exactly 5 minutes. I told him I'll get down, I'll catch a cab and come home. It is so hard. It is just there for the purpose of it, but I'm never going to sit on the rear seat of this bike. To be honest, the word Ducati is actually the culture which comes with it. The bikes, whatever the Ducati offers, are excellent to look at, and they are masterpiece. Look at the Street Fighter V4. I never rode it, but just look at the way it looks. I feel it's one of the best looking street nakeds or sports nakeds there is. Look at the Multistrada V4. They come up with a design which awestrucks everyone. But you know, the way Ducati rides, they tend to heat up quite a lot. That's okay, because whenever you're purchasing a Ducati or whenever you're purchasing any superbike or sports bike, you should understand that these bikes carry a lot of power, comes with a very big displacement. So that is the reason why these bikes tend to heat up quite a lot. And to be honest, the Ducati is, when the Italian manufacturer Ducati, they made this bike, they never thought about the Indian weather circumstances. Still, will it change my mind to sell this bike or get a easygoing bike? No, just the way it looks, it melts my heart. It also melts my feet because of the heat, but it also melts my heart. And the minute I saw it, I fell in love with the bike. That's how you should purchase or maintain or feel happy about your machines. It should make you feel wow. And my Ducati Panigale V2 makes me feel that.